Thanks for showing up. Thank you for being here. So you'll sit up well, sit up tall first, and grab your big toes with your yogi fingers. There's your yogi fingers, right? And then just kind of lean forward and then lift up. The further away your feet are, if your feet are farther away, you can't really hold your toes, so then you just touch your ankles. Further away your feet are from the groin, the easier it is on the inner thighs and the knees. But if you can bring your heels in closer with the bottom of your feet together, and then slower, and then lift up a couple of times, or a few times, several times. Do that, and you can point your elbows in, flatten the back, and then round your back as you lean forward, and then lift up. Do that again. And one more time, and hold this time for 3 breaths. So right here, you can bring the elbows on the outside of your shins and kind of pull against the toes, opening up the lower back and the hips with the knees out to the side. So everybody hold that for 2 more breaths. Using your hands, bring your knees together, and let's come onto all 4. So come onto your knees and your hands. Hi, Maxwell. Hi. What are you doing? Okay. All right. Cat hole. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. Tabletop position. Lower your belly down and look forward, and then round your spine up. Let your head drop between your arms and tuck your pelvis. Feels super good, broadening through the back. And lower your belly towards the floor. Press into your hands and lift your heart. And then around the back, let your head drop through the arms and tuck the pelvis, curling under the tailbone. And do that again. Looking forward. And one more time. Exhale up. And then neutral spine. Now bend the body to the left side, and then belly goes down, and then bending over to the right, lifting the spine up, making a circle. So lowering down, going from side to side, left and right, and then lowering and then lifting. Do that again. And then one more time. And then go the opposite direction, lowering. So in class today, try not to fixate on anything too much. No need to micromanage what's going on in your body. Just move as I cue you. And everything that we do is specifically to stretch and work with the hips and the hamstrings and the flexors, everything around in the middle of the body, the supporting part of the body. So lift up your knees off the mat into downward facing dog. So one cue that I talked about on Tuesday that's an important cue is our principle, is that the angle of the hips from the thighs to the torso, that angle needs to be a little bit wider rather than shorter. I know it seems that it feels better and easier to have your feet closer in like this, and then you can reach your heels to the floor, but then you're kind of taking away from the lower back, being able to stretch out. There's less space for it to open up. So if your feet are out farther, with your heels up off of the mat just slightly, and then reaching the tailbone back, shifting or tilting the pelvis. That's actually better and much better for the lower back. But then abs contracted, inner arms drawn in towards the ears, but then lower your shoulders away from the ears. Shift forward into plank. Maxwell. Go. Everyone lift up downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then just hold right here. Relax your shoulders, relax the neck. You can sway. Let's keep some movement in the body as we move from pose to pose. Breathe. Sway the fingers along your mat. Feel the texture of your mat. Let your head drop completely. Don't look down. And now bring the hands right in front of the shins, lengthening the head forward. Then place the hands on the mat. Walk your hands out to plank. Right there. Press into the floor. Shift forward. Lower down. Set your knees down if you need to. Elbows drawn in. Everyone's Sphinx pose. So your forearms are on the mat. Press into the floor. Comfortably though. Goes in towards your hips. And then lower your chest, slide your hands down so your hands are beside the chest. Pull your elbows in, cobra pose. Let's lift up and lower 3 times. So look forward, press your feet into the floor, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you can lift your belly button off the mat. Elbows in, exhale, lower. Do that again. Pull the shoulders back, elbows in. Go ahead and tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe. Lift your right leg up, inhale, and turn your toes out and bend your knee. Then extend the leg straight. Bring that knee in towards your chin and your nose, and set your foot right beside the right thumb. Set your knee down. Stay right here. Flex your foot in the front. Hamstring stretch, flex, and then set your foot down. Good. Let's do that again. Flex. Working in the hamstring right here, stretching. And then when you shift forward, there's your flexors on the other side, stretching. Flex your foot. You can put the back foot tucked under, toes tucked under, or foot flat. That's based on what you feel is more comfortable for you. Put your foot down flat. Good. Now place the hands on the floor. Tuck the toes, lift your knee, downward facing dog, and we'll go to the other side. So before we go to the other side, lift your leg first, turn your toes out, and then bend your knee. And then extend the leg straight. Square the hips to the floor, toes facing the floor. Bring your knee in towards your nose, your chin. Step your foot between right beside the left thumb. Set your knee down. Look forward first. And then shift your hips back. Flex your foot. First time through. Feels a little stiff, right? But then we'll work through that. Bring it back. Remember, no micromanaging, and don't fixate on anything specifically. Just move. Look forward. One more time. Shift the hips back. Press into the forward heel. Good. Place the hands right beside your foot, either side. Push into the floor. Lift that foot up first and then extend it back. Downward facing dog. Look forward between your thumbs. Look between the thumbs and take very small steps forward, like you're tiptoeing all the way to your hands. So better to work in stretching the hamstrings, walking in slowly, rather than taking that giant leap forward. So we'll stay focused there. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Reach your arms all the way up. Big stretch to the ceiling. Lift your heels. Reach the right arm. Reach the left arm. Bring your arms to your sides. Pick your shoulders up and roll them back. Feet underneath your hips. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the head forward. Everyone, come to downward facing dog. Step your legs back, downward dog. Then shift forward into plank. Set up first. I want you to shift forward onto the tippy toes before you lower down. Lower all the way down. Cobra pose. Top of your feet on the floor, shoulders away from the floor. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and turn your toes out. Then bend your knee, so opening up the hip, extend the leg straight. Then as you bring the knee in or the thigh in towards your belly, shift your gaze forward between the thumbs, Step your right foot beside your right thumb. Keep your knee up in the back. Press into the forward foot. Inhale and reach your arms all the way up. Look forward. So you're in a lunge position, stretching your flexors on this left side, hamstring on the right side. So arms are up. Bring the hands down beside your foot again. Straighten your forward leg, and you'll send the left heel towards the floor. Now bend the forward knee and look forward. Do that 3 times. Straighten the forward leg, hamstring stretch, and then bend the knee. Do that again. So whenever you straighten the leg, look back behind you. Bend the knee, look forward. One more time. Straighten the forward leg. Then bend the knee, hands beside your foot, press into the floor, downward facing dog. Then lift your left leg up. Inhale. Turn your toes out. Bend your knee. Extend the leg. Knee in towards your torso. Then shift your gaze forward, foot beside your left thumb. Keep your knee up. Press into your feet like you're pulling your legs in or your heels in towards each other or your feet in towards each other. Inhale and reach the arms up. All the way. Good. Exhale your hands to the floor, stretching the hamstring. Straighten your forward leg. Then bend and look forward. Hip flexors stretching on the right, hamstring on the left. If you have blocks, you can place hands on blocks. I should have said that. But you probably have interpreted or figured that out if you have blocks. Bend your knee. One more time, look forward. And then straighten in the front. Great. Hands beside your foot, push into the floor, downward facing dog. We'll do one vinyasa. So shift forward. You can set your knees down if you want to, but then press into the floor. Even if you've got your knees down, have integrity in the spine, lowering down, elbows in. Lift the chest up away, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up. Inhale. Turn your toes out. This time we're going to go to warrior 1. Then bend your knee, open up the pelvis, extend the leg straight, step your right foot beside your right thumb. Look at your heels. Set your left heel down on the floor. So that foot's at an angle. Forward foot straight, toes facing forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Looking forward. So you're going to pull your left side body, this side forward and this side back, shoulder back, but relax. Even though I'm telling you all of these cues, focus, but then kind of relax into the pose, right? So relax the body, settle in. Inhale, soften the body. Exhale, your hands to the floor. Lift your heel, step your right leg back, downward dog. Lift the left leg up, turn your toes out, and bend your knee. Push the floor away, extend the leg straight, bring the thigh towards your torso or belly, step your foot beside your left thumb. Set your right heel down. Inhale, reach your arms up all the way, pressing into the edge of the back foot. Bring your feet in towards each other. Shift that left hip back, knee over ankle, but then soften with the shoulders. Go ahead and bring your palms together and look up. Exhale, your hands to the floor. Push into the floor, downward facing dog. And then vinyasa. So shift forward, shoulders forward of your fingertips. Lower down, so you're gripping the mat like you would grab a ball. Shoulders away from the ears, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Then lift your right leg up. Inhale. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Extend the leg straight. Bring your foot forward. And we're going to stay in crescent pose. So crescent pose meaning just keep the heel up in the back. So you're pressing into the ball of that foot, the entire foot in the front. Inhale, reach your arms. Good. So let's add a twist to this. So stretching the flexors right here. Abs in so that your lower back is supported. Reach your arms up.
Turn, reach the right arm back towards the rear of the mat, left arm forward, and then tip your left elbow in to the outside of your leg, knee over your ankle, and look side. Take 2 more breaths of air in. Extend that leg straight. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and then exhale. Great. Now reach your arm all the way up and set your left heel down, warrior 2. Finally, right? My favorite pose. Shift your knee forward. Look over the front hand. Our favorite basic pose anyway. So turn your palm up and reverse warrior. So right there, just leaning the head back, keep pressing into your feet. And then sweep your forearm over to your thigh and reach the arm over your ear. So try not to round the side body, but then lengthen the sides. Reach the arm over the ear and look up. Excellent. Now just look down at the floor. Place your hand on the floor, on the inside of your foot. Lift your left heel, everybody listen. Slide your right foot in and kickstand, go into side plank. Reach your arm up. So I'm just gonna have you try, okay? Lift up your right foot and set it behind your hip. And then press into that foot and lift your hips up. Reach the arm up and over the ear. Here's your wild thing. All right, now reach the right arm up. Bring the foot over again. And then set your foot down, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Extend the leg up. Left leg, sorry. Push the floor away. Turn your toes out. Bend your knee. And then extend. Bring the thigh in towards your belly. Shift forward. Step your left foot beside your left thumb. Gently. Keep your heel up. Inhale and reach your arms all the way up. Pull your shoulders back. Abs in. Extend through the back leg. Reach the left arm back and the right arm forward. Good. Now bring the elbow to the outside of your leg. Hands together. Extend through your back leg, the right leg straight. And you can turn your head maybe to the ceiling, pressing into your feet the whole time, squeezing, hugging in the legs, but then softening the body. Relax the jaw, the shoulders. Inhale and reach your arms up. Now we're going to turn warrior 2, reaching your arms forward and back. Look over the front hand though. And when you look over, look down and see that your knee is over your ankle. Right hand to the back of your thigh. Left arm up and over the ear. Kind of lean the head back. And then side angle. Put your forearm on your thigh and reach the opposite arm up and over your ear. Stretch the side body. Lengthen through the sides. Great. Inhale. And then reach up. Place your hands on the floor. Lift your right heel. Same thing. Go to the edge of your right foot. Bring the left foot right in front of the body, kickstanding. So in side plank, you really want to press the edge of your foot into the floor, right? So you're strengthening the muscles in the side of the leg and the hip. Then try to pick this foot up and bring it over to the other side. And then just lift your belly, tip your head back. Wild thing. Excellent. Now, so first reach the arm up, lift the left foot up and bring it back over, and then place your hands on the floor. Downward dog. There you go. Everyone shift forward into plank. Knees down if you need to. Vinyasa. Lower. Lift up through. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe. So again, you want to have a longer downward facing dog. You can always test that by coming into plank. So in plank, you should be right on the balls of your feet or with the toes tucked under, wrists underneath your shoulders. Then when you lift the hips, there's your downward dog position. Just kind of measure it out on your mat so you can remember that. Now lift your heels, look forward, tiptoe,
or walk very slowly to your hands. And then once you get your feet all the way up to your thumbs, potentially, set your heels down and fold. And then again, let's just hang here like a rag doll. Turn your palms up, give your wrists a break. You can press your hands, the back of the hands on the mat. Press all fingers, the back of your fingers on the mat. Let your head drop, turn your head right and left. And then slide the hands up the shins, lengthen and look forward. Then exhale and fold. Inhale and stand tall. So let's do a balancing pose standing. So stand in the middle of your mat, facing my direction. All right, so roll your shoulders back. Let's start with tree pose. Let's start with the right foot. Bring your foot to the inside edge of your leg. And just practice. How are you feeling today? Balanced. No worries. Reach and grab your ankle. Place your foot on your inner thigh. Keep pressing into that left foot, standing tall, shoulders back, hands together. Making that connection. Feel the palms touching, and then reach your arms up. Good. Sweep the arms around to your sides. So squeezing or lifting the kneecap of that right leg, contracting the thigh basically. Opposite knees to the side comfortably. Bring your hands to your hips again. Bring the knee forward, the right knee forward, extend your leg straight. Use your hands underneath your thigh and hold. Good, bend your knee and then set your foot down. Let's do the other side. So very, very slowly, just as slow as I'm going or methodically, bring your foot to the inside of your calf. And then bring it up a little higher. Press your foot into the inner thigh. Squeeze the thigh like you're lifting your kneecap. And then reach up. You can directly lift your kneecap by contracting the muscle, which firms up the leg, the thigh, so you're actually more balanced. Bring the arms out and around. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your knee forward, so point the knee up. Shift your hips so probably your hip lifted up. I want you to square the hips. Flex your foot. Bring your hands underneath your thigh and then extend your leg forward. Then try to hold that. Hands to your hips. Good. Now bring your foot all the way down or leg down. Inhale and reach up. Step to the front of your mat. Exhale and fold. Lengthen your head forward. We're not going to step back into downward dog. You're going to widen your feet into malasana. Sink your hips down, glutes to your heels. Bring your hands to your heart. Looking forward. Elbows on the inside of your knees. You can go ahead and sit down if this is uncomfortable for your knees or your lower back. Lengthening the lower back here. Really good stretch. Main purpose to lengthen and strengthen. Lengthen the lower back and strengthen the glutes and legs. Now try to sit behind your heels without touching the mat. So just try. So sink down, so tailbone comes down. Sink down and hold. Reach your arms. Boat pose. So start with your feet on the floor. So strengthening the core, shoulders back, back flat. And then you're going to lean back. When you lean back, you'll roll back on the back side of your sitting bones. You'll feel that. Lift your right leg up. You can hold behind the hamstring for support. Then lift your left leg up. Hold for support. Right there. And then you can floint your feet, which just means bending at the base of your feet or the toes. Pulling those toes back like you're flexing your toes. Yep. And then if you want, you can try
to straighten your right leg. Bend and straighten your left leg. And then bend. And then straighten both maybe. And then maybe reach your arms. Hold some integrity. 3 breaths. Little shaking is okay. Take 1 more breath. Now bend your legs, bend your knees, and sit up tall. So just like we began, bring your feet together, sit up tall, grab your big toes, and then round your back, and bring your chin or your forehead towards your feet. Bring your elbows on the outside of your shins. Breathe in, feel the lower back lengthen, the inner thighs stretching. All this work directly associated with the hamstrings, the hips, lower back. Excellent. Inhale, and then reach up or lift up your chest. And then comfortably cross your legs. Place your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Let's finish with an energizing breath and then letting it go. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouths and exhale. With your eyes closed, bring your hands together. The edge of the hands to the forehead, right between the brow, the mind's eye. As always, as usual, very much gratitude and thanks for your participation. Namaste. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again.